The scene of the crime is in your mind. It's where you wanna be. The crime of the scene on the TV screen. It's what you wanna see.
Today we got a special guitar. One of the best guitars that's out there right now. And you can't have it. And here's why. This is an Alex Lifeson Epiphone Les Paul Axcess, and it is a sweet guitar. It was announced in June of 2021 with quite a bit of fanfare from Alex and Epiphone. It's got a lot. We'll go over the specs here in a minute. I'm a Rush fan, have been for a long time. My actual first concert that I ever went to was a Rush concert. So I'm a bit of a Rush fan. I'm a fanboy. I started looking casually at picking one up when it was available. I was like, okay. And the list price on it was $899, less than $1,000 for a nice Les Paul. So I kept checking, and I was checking sporadically, you know. Every time I checked for one, they would say back ordered or out of stock or whatever. In December of that year, I was starting to wonder if you could actually get one of these. I started seeing them listed on Reverb for $1,800, used even. So. But I could tell you there's a lot about this guitar to like. It is a fantastic guitar. I have thoroughly enjoyed playing it. It has a lot of features. So obviously it's a Les Paul. It's got a mahogany body with just really good, nice cream binding. Carved maple top, AAA flame veneer. So Gibson and Alex put out a Gibson version of this, which I think went for about $5,000, and this was years ago. I'm not the person. I don't have the means to spend $5,000 on a guitar. And if I got it, I probably wouldn't play it because I'd be afraid I'd drop it or something stupid like that because, klutz guy here. So when I heard about this, it was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and pick one of those up. It's nice. It's not a big, fat, thick neck. It's not a baseball bat neck. I had an Epiphone traditional Pro 3, and it had a thicker neck than this. 24 3/4 inch scale length, standard for a Les Paul. Glued in set neck. Fingerboard is Laurel, but it actually looks really nice and plays really nice. Medium jumbo frets, and of course, trapezoid inlays like you'd get on a lot of the Gibson stuff. Take a look. It's a nice looking guitar. There is nothing wrong with the way this thing looks. And you sit it right next to a brand new, right off the line, high gloss Les Paul, you're going to notice a difference. But playing this thing, standing on stage with this, yeah, it's a good looking guitar. The gloss looks a little thin to me, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. It's not a big, thick gloss finish. See, it's a little shiny. It's got some shine to it. Woo! So one of the things that makes this guitar different from most Les Pauls is it has a Floyd Rose on it. You don't see that a lot, and I have a feeling that's one of the reasons why it was and is so in demand. I didn't get it for that. I got it because it was a relatively inexpensive Les Paul, and Alex was pushing it. So there's no problem with tuning stability. It's going to stay in tune. It works as advertised. And again, that's just a very unusual thing to find a Floyd Rose on a Les Paul. Strap buttons right where they belong. Wow, what a concept. They put the strap buttons where you put the strap buttons. The bridge is very interesting. As I said, it was a Floyd Rose, but it's a Graph Tech Ghost tremolo, because inside here is little piezo pickups for each string. So in addition to being an electric guitar, it's also got the piezo pickups in here that you can turn off and on. And it's even got two outputs here. One's the regular and one specifically for the piezo, and you can run them both out at the same time and probably get some pretty interesting sounds out of it. So yeah, another little value add that you don't normally get on a Les Paul. Three, count them, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 push pulls. One of them is a split for the humbuckers to single coil. One of them is a boost, and one of them's for the piezo pickup. Again, more value add stuff. There's a lot of wiring inside this guy. When you consider all this stuff I'm talking about, $900, pretty impressive. The neck pickup is an Epiphone Ceramic Pro, and it's fine. I will not replace it. I ain't touching anything inside this guitar, ever. The bridge pickup is an Epiphone Pro Bucker 3. I love it. It is one of my favorite pickups straight straight out of the factory on a guitar. I'm not usually a huge fan of ceramic pickups, but this thing doesn't have the harshness that you hear in a lot of ceramic pickups. It's just smoother, but it still has some push to it, and I love it. It's just got a killer sound to it. You can push it, you can draw it back, you can do anything you want with it. I just really, really like this pickup. Now, let's start talking about ratings and how I ended up getting this. By the end of 2021, I started checking every day on every site that I could think of to go to look for instruments, including Gibson/Epiphone, and it was always out of stock, expected this date. And I got up one morning in February of 2022. It's like literally rolled out of bed, hopped on my computer, and went to the Epiphone site, and they had availability. Here's my money, here's my card. I better get one of these. Don't tell me you have it if you don't have it. I placed the order. I got the order confirmation. It never said they didn't have them, but I went back in like after I ordered it, and they weren't available anymore. Did I get the last one? All weekend I'm thinking, they don't have it. They're going to send me an email on Monday saying, we're so sorry, we took all your information and your card number. Do you just want to keep that order in until we actually get one? And I'd have been not happy. But Monday morning, I got an email saying it had shipped. I was shocked. I was really shocked. I was happy, but shocked. Here's what I think happened. And I don't want to be accusatory or anything about this because this is all just based on what I experienced when I got it. The box that came in had been opened already. I could see it had been opened and taped up again, and then it got shipped to me. It may have been a return directly to Epiphone/Gibson that they reshipped out to me. And here's some of the things that I got to knock off on this guitar. So let's start our ratings here. We're at 5 out of 10. Hey, I got that right for once. 6 out of 10 just because it looks cool, because it looks like a Les Paul. It looks like it's supposed to. 7 out of 10 for this awesome pickup set. All the extra stuff in the bridge and everything, I'll even go to 8 out of 10 for that. Playability, neck, beautiful. Really, really good. With a caveat. I mean, theoretically, we could be going to 9 out of 10 here, but I got to knock at least 1 point off for when I got it, the bridge was angled like this. The whole bridge was just yanked over to one side. You just tell something wasn't right. And I looked at the bridge and I'm like, well, restring, set the action up, no problem. Once I reset everything up, it was fine. But I can imagine somebody getting this guitar who had ordered it and paid $900 for it said, this isn't going to work, ship it back. Yeah, that's a -1 for the setup being so bad. It was not particularly playable. It's fine. There's still the slightest twinge here from the first fret. And I think what I need to do is just shim the nut on that side just a teeny tiny bit. I mean, the tiniest. 99 out of 100 people probably wouldn't notice. So the one other issue I have on the neck, something that's not wood. If it's wood, it's like ancient sap from the wood. And it's just this little mark on the 7th fret. Nobody's going to notice it. Nobody, unless they're standing up looking at the guitar like this, is going to say, oh, there's a little mark thing there. I don't even. From Epiphone for $900, I would expect not to have a cosmetic issue quite that noticeable to a player. I'm going to go 8 out of 10 on this. This could have been a 9 out of 10 if I hadn't had the setup issues and didn't have just that little bit of a mark there on the fret. But easily 8 out of 10. I have a feeling that in the long run, this may even be a good investment based on the prices I've seen on Reverb. It's stupid. So if you find one of these brand new for $900, get it. If you've ever thought about owning a Les Paul like this, buy it. Well, it plays like I would want a Les Paul to play. It feels like that. It's got some heft to it. It does have these cutouts, these Axcess cutouts, which you don't normally see on a Les Paul. There's the belly cutout, which is good because if you're getting a little older and you got a little belly going on. Behind here, on the right under the neck here, there's just a slight cutout that slides right onto the neck, right onto the back of the neck, and it feels better. There's no hunk of wood there. You know, there's no just stop in your way. It's real smooth transition from the back of the neck to the back of the guitar. I appreciate that. I think that's one of those little nuances that may not seem like much, but makes your life just a little better, and you may not even realize it. So that's this guy, 8 out of 10. Would I play with it on stage tonight? Absolutely. Would I have the day I got it? Taking it out of the box, I wouldn't have played it that way that night. One other bonus with it though is it does come with a soft case, which it's actually sitting right over there in the closet behind the camera, and I'm not going to go get it. So yeah, I would play this out tonight gladly. I've already been using it for recording. I hope that if you're interested in one of these, you look for them. They're still listed on the Epiphone site as if they're ready to sell them. It just says out of stock. I think the one issue people may have with this is that it's going to be hard to find in a store. So it's going to be a little difficult to say, if you can find one in a store, try it out there to make sure there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, if you can find one, if you're interested at all in getting one of these, keep your eyes open and keep checking and keep checking. And yeah, excellent guitar. Highly recommend. You don't have to be a Rush fan to like this guitar. It's a great guitar on its own. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate starting to get some subscribers, and I appreciate that. I hope that some of what I'm putting out there is useful in some teeny tiny way. That's why I do this. I have no sponsors. I get zero money. Nothing is monetized for me on YouTube. I don't even want to go through the process of trying to do that. So yeah, keep making music, and I will see you on the next video. Cue the music. Sweathead. Now here's the deal. Here's the deal, kiddo. The trapezoid AMOY. Oh, excuse me. Calm down over there. Try that again without the probe. I can't speak anymore. I should just go. Very simply. Making it okay. People throwing my stuff around all the time.